give a prescription that this company called Mushu, this company called Sanlam is better for what you are doing, because like now, if you're producing anything that has a byproduct called methane, you cannot be covered by a company from Germany, because Germany, because of this zero emission, they have said zero. Therefore, if you have a policy that is there and you have not, this has not been done, you'll find that you'll never be paid. And that is why we say insurers are thieves and all those kind of things. Now, let me take it home in terms of one product, and then I'll call it a talk. Let's look at something which is very emotive. Medical. Before, si tulikuwa tunachanga, hata siku hizi tunaendelea kuchanga, si ndio? But you find that most of us will have medical covers. But these medical covers do not work the way maybe we would expect. It's because you did not understand, or it was never explained to you the content of that medical cover that you have taken. So you'll find that there are so many people who go for the AAR coverage. Let me use some examples, because AAR has the biggest sum insured of 40 million, 30 million, 20 million, like that. Maybe you have seen those kind of products. So you feel, since I'm covering myself, why don't I take the 40 million? So for you, you know that you have 40 million. But who and to you, when you go now to hospital, you are being told, we are only going to pay $1 million. What are you telling me? So medical goes like this, because it's a very important thing now to understand. Medical operates on sub-limits. All medical covers all over the globe, they operate on what is called sub-limits. So what will make you choose one company and leave the other, okay, is because of those sub-limits. Let's say I have diabetes, okay? Those are called pre-existing conditions. Diabetes, you have suffered from stroke, you have hypertension, those are called pre-existing condition. You have a pre-existing condition that has to be maintained continuously, but with medicine, you get? Therefore, if you don't disclose that when you are taking your medical cover, is totally useless. Your medical cover will be useless. And most of the agents will tell you, don't say it. Don't say it. Then, they are, like now, I'll give you maybe like 3 examples on that. Pre-existing conditions, you see AR on 40 million and whatever it is, you find that on pre-existing conditions which you have, and that is now where your insurance will be, is only about 3 million or maybe 2 million, okay? So if you are not told, you pay a lot of premiums for no good reason, okay? Whereas, if you go to, you look at like, Old Musho, the same is covered for 3.5 million, okay? 3.5 million. So you are able to see, then Jubilee will tell you, fine, we'll cover you for 2 million, okay? We'll cover you for 2 million. But the cover, if you're coming in now, will not kick in after 2 years. You get? After 2 years. So if you are not told, and then something happens to you at that particular point in time, what happens? You say that you are not, of course you are not covered. Insurance are thieves. And you had alternatives, by the way. You had alternatives. Okay? So you need to appreciate that how much are the sub-limits in terms of chronic conditions. What about newly diagnosed diseases? Newly diagnosed diseases. Okay? Newly diagnosed diseases, and the doctor is here, this is where you spend much more money because they are doing tests, all right? And that is why you find even people with cancers and all that, they spend much more on that. So you need to check how much does this insurance company that have taken have in terms of newly diagnosed. Now, cancer is on its own, all right? Cancer is on its own now. It's not like before, all over all the insurance products. So you find the insurance, most of the insurance companies will say, if you get cancer, when you join an insurance company and you get cancer, they will only come in after 2 years. There are others who will tell you, as long as you didn't have it, 30 days waiting period. You get, all right? So always look at those sub-limits are important. Now, let's say you have all those kind of things, or you are old. Does it mean that me, I'm spent and life is now all done? No. The same way you have been preparing yourself with school fees by buying cows, goats there, keeping some chicken there so that you can sell eggs, all those kind of things. Now, you can use that for what we call self-insurance, okay? Self-insurance. How do you do self-insurance? Self-insurance. You see, like now, these treasury boats that are there. What you do is that you, as life continues and age continues, you need more near liquid, okay? Near liquid assets, all right? So you cannot not say I have over 100 acres there, so me, I'm a rich person. Yes, but by what time are you going to convert even an acre of that 100 acres in Karen to come and cater for you? So what you start doing is called self-risk management measures. And what you do, you buy things like treasury boats. Okay, treasury boats. You mix them with treasury bills and you pile so that that insurance that you're also paying for 10 million coverage, you can have your own insurance for 10 million because you can sell your plot, which is 10 million or 20 million, put it there, have it in tranches because you can always sell. You can always sell that in the secondary market. You can always go for money the same day and the bank will give you. Before you charge your acre, it will take a while, isn't it? So those are the mechanisms. So when you're discussing some of those kind of things, you ought to get somebody who is also going to be in a position to look at it. If I am only one gender, a female, or is it two gender or one gender? A female and a male, which is so good, I can tell you. And he's also trying to fight drugs that has actually been a problem. So 2 areas of risk. I always ask yourself, whatever is happening in the country, how will it affect me? Like now, if you come from a mountain region or you're in business, note that your businesses must have what is called political violence and terrorism because they'll be affected as we go to 2027. Thank you.
Have a tour within your premises. We call it regular inspection. Don't just sit in your kitchen or in your sitting room without inspecting your house or if you have an industry. You know, try to do some regular inspection around to spot out what may be dangerous. I think it's very important for that. But it's also, we need to think about these amounts that we are enjoying ourselves for health. I see one time, it looks like Joroge and myself na wale wengine wote Daktari Mmenyana, we might have to sit down and try to see whether we can do something else called in economics or in accounts and that kind of thing. Sinking fund. A sinking fund is an amount you set aside every time, separately, just in case something happens. Because as you can hear, insurances are getting a bit of an issue. I have an experience, for example, where my diesel car, when I took it to the petrol station, the attendant Namasai in Namanga, instead of putting diesel, he put petrol. And that engine, it got very scrub. It was scrabbled out. When I went to the insurance, then they started telling me, oh, this is not an accident. I said, no, what is an accident then? Yeah? Yeah. That negligence is as just if you are going to have a negligence in somebody driving the car, even that car being put some long petrol by somebody, it's also negligence. It's also a risk, and it was such a big problem to Saladega. You know that story, because I was going to look after the Karaman land in Namanga. So the point is, these kind of talks are very important, Elder. They are very important because they are going to bring up whatever we've been missing on our day-to-day life. I think I will be at that point so that we save time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.